All right, guys, how you doing? Shane here from the Brookings Home Team, powered by Century 21 Krogman and Company. I have been so pumped to do this interview here for this upcoming day. We're over here at Wooden Legs Comedy Club room, and I'm so happy again to do this interview with you. If you don't recognize him yet, you've got to. He's Late Night Boomin'. He is, of course, the big flu bug guy. Can't get past that. I found out he does not like to do rock paper scissors. And if you are ever in a confession booth after him, be careful.
Yeah, clean up.
Zach Dresch, thank you.
Thanks for having me, Shane.
Appreciate it. This is exciting. Thanks for joining me.
Thanks for having me.
So basically what we do, just kind of ask you a few questions, kind of get to know you a little bit.
Sure thing.
You know, you're local obviously here and stuff,
Yeah.
but you know, the first question I usually ask is, what made you get into this stand-up comedian business stuff?
Well, I grew up watching it. Ever since I could remember, I followed like Eddie Murphy and Steve Martin, all the classics. Then I started following Comedy Central, a lot of the modern comics of the day, and like 20 years ago, like Dane Cook, Mitch Hedberg, all those guys. And I just never stopped loving it. And I got the bug to start doing it in college. At an open mic at a theater festival. It was like my first show, and my first audience was like 200-300 people. But
wow.
It wasn't nerve-wracking at the time because I had done plays where I was like the comic relief role for like 700 people in the audience, so it wasn't too frightening.
Yeah.
But it was different because it was my own voice, it was my own personality instead of a fake personality from a character. So it was different. But after that first night, I knew I wanted to keep doing it, so I just kept doing it.
Awesome. Yeah, and the rest is history now, right?
Yeah, 9 years on. 9 years on. So
is that what I was just going to ask? It's been 9 years.
Yep.
Now. Okay.
Yep. Next year will be the 10-year anniversary. So.
And you do a lot of improv. You do a bunch of stuff in Sioux Falls there with some different places as well. So.
Yep. All over the place, just doing drumming stuff too, music, improv, comedy, everything in between.
Yeah, you got the drums going, and even in your bit, you got some songs that you play. So.
Yep, I do a lot of parody stuff. Weird Al is a huge influence on me too. Weird Al was the first concert I ever went to. So.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep, I was 6 years old.
Wow.
Yep.
Mine's Striper. So.
That's cool. I like Striper. Nothing wrong with Striper.
So, do you have maybe a memorable show, good, bad, or otherwise, in the 9 years that you've been doing this?
Honestly, one of my most memorable shows was last night here at Wooden Legs. I had a blast.
You did.
We had a heckler. I made fun of her quite a bit.
It was great.
It was a good time. I had a lot of fun. Other highlights, best shows I've done. My first headlining show in Sioux Falls was a couple of years back, right after the pandemic was kind of like winding down a little bit more. At least we were starting to have people come to stuff more. We sold out my headlining show in Sioux Falls for like 100 plus people, so that was surreal.
Wow.
Bad shows, I've done surprise birthday parties where they were surprised to find that comedians were performing at a birthday party, and they didn't want it.
They didn't want it. So, that's a real good feeling.
It was like the dad showed up, they yelled surprise, and they said, "Oh yeah, Dad, shut up. We've got 2 comics you don't care about. They're going to perform for an hour." And so they didn't laugh at anything.
Nothing. That's tough, huh?
That was a challenge.
Well,
yep.
That'll test your skills there a little bit. So.
Yep. That was one of those thick skin kind of shows where you just plow through it. Even though I think at one point I yelled, "This is a train wreck."
Yeah.
But we move on from it. We move on from it, you know. So
good deal. Yeah, those would be memorable. That's for sure.
Oh yeah.
So,
oh yeah.
So do you have a comedian or somebody that you like a role model or a?
Well, Steve Martin for me.
Sure.
Especially, I'm glad that he kind of started doing stand-up again recently because he was so good at it that when he started focusing on movies, I love his movies, don't get me wrong, but it was a crime when I thought he stopped. When he stopped doing stand-up, I'm like, oh, come on.
Get back to it.
Yeah, because I love stand-up, but he made fun of stand-up, and that's what made me love Steve Martin so much, because he was doing all the tropes of like, I know most comics get up here and go, "Hey, it's great to be here," but sincerely, "Well, it's great to be here." Like, I loved that kind of stuff.
Okay, I guess maybe I can see a little bit of that in your stuff there too.
Yeah,
so.
the hacky kind of. Yeah,
that's good. Did you watch him and Martin Short's little skit that they've done?
Yeah, I saw little bits of it. But when they came to Sioux Falls, unfortunately, the same night, Jim Gaffigan was in town, and my family got tickets to Gaffigan. They said, "You want to go to Gaffigan?" I'm like, "Well, I've got to because you got tickets.
Right.
I'd be honored. I'd be happy to." But it's in the same token, I'm like, "Wow, Gaffigan's got at least 30 years left. Steve Martin and Martin Short probably 15. I don't know. We'll see."
Depends on who you ask.
Yeah. So like, it was still Gaffigan was still phenomenal, but I'm like,
Yep. I wonder if we were at the same show. I know he's been there a couple times.
Yeah, Premier Center. Yep.
Yeah, and
Yep.
I've been there once time with him there too. So
Yeah, that was a great show.
he's a good one.
Oh yeah,
So,
for
cool.
sure.
Well, before we wrap stuff up here, anything else that we're missing? How do they get a hold of you? Where are you going to be at next? All that fun stuff.
Yeah, check out my website, www.zachdresch.com, for those that don't really do social media, that kind of stuff, because we keep up to date. My girlfriend designs it. She does an amazing job. She puts all the dates up, ticket info for every single project I do. It's all encompassed in one website. So
Cheap labor.
Yeah, it's easier that way. Easier that way. So the band stuff, random stuff like that. So like comedy dates, everything.
Okay.
So.
Okay. Late Night Boomin'. When's that going to be? The season's done now, right?
Yes.
All right.
Yep. They're just airing through it. They're gonna re-air all the episodes from season 1 until midsummer.
Okay.
And then later this spring, we're hoping to get season 2 kicking off and getting stuff going. So.
Yeah, perfect. All right. Well, I know Dave Holly's a mutual friend of ours.
Yes.
I love Dave
Yep.
Holly. Another thing we have in common, we're birthday buddies.
Are we share the same birthday? December 17th?
It's November 17th.
Oh, my birthday's November 17th.
Yes, November 17th is mine too.
Oh, I thought Dave's is in December.
Well, I'm sorry. We
share the same
yes.
birthday. Yeah.
Not the same year because I'm a little younger than you.
Right. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
No, just kidding.
I'm 70, so.
I'm 21.
Yeah.
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 So, thank you so much.
Thanks, Shane, for having me. I appreciate it.
This is great. And guys, if you ever get a chance to come in and see Zach, please do. Obviously, you won't get a chance here in Brookings this weekend, but you have opened up a number of times for him here. And,
Yeah.
I'm assuming that'll probably continue to happen. But, if you get a chance to see him in Sioux Falls, bosses, improv, trivia, I can't name them all, playing drums, everything, get a chance to do it. He is phenomenal, awesome, and just an awesome dude.
I appreciate that.
Thank you.
Thank
Yeah,
you so much.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Do people fist bump anymore?
I always do.
All right, good.
Since COVID, I just keep doing that. I just never stopped. Sometimes I do the handshake still.
Okay,
But,
all right. Well, fist bump it is. Thanks, guys, for watching. Be sure to tag and share this with anybody else you think would be interested in viewing it, and appreciate you taking some time out and watching. Give Zach a hit. We'll hopefully see you guys soon.
Thanks,
Talk to you
everybody.
later. Bye
Thanks,
now.
Shane.